I'm back. God, I'm doing more videos this weekend than I have in like an entire couple of months. Um, so what is this video about? What's in a name? Um, you know, I used to do and have recently started doing soul contracts, and soul contracts is a system. And I know a couple of you, at least one of you out there watching this is a soul contract reader. So hello there. Um, the soul contract system takes your birth name, your common name, any name, and translates it into the Hebrew numbers and the Hebrew meaning. And that is what got me, that system is what got me so interested in the Hebrew alphabet and made me want to dive deeper into the real original meanings of the Hebrew numbers and expand the meaning beyond the meanings that were given in the system. Anyway, so recently I was doing a couple of soul contracts and I thought, you know what, I think I'm going to ask the sage, just do a short oracle session to ask about names and what they mean. And of course, as you already know, names carry vibrational significance. So they do have a significance, but I just kind of wanted to dig deeper into a couple different areas. So I won't go through the whole asking all the questions that I did. I'm just going to give you the answers. First of all, do names matter? Yes. Do our birth names, because the soul contract system is based on your birth name, what's on your birth certificate. Does the birth name carry the most weight? No. Common first and last name the most significant? Ding, ding, ding. So this would be our common first and last name from when we were children. Okay. What about our single first names? Are they that significant? And the sage says, no, not really. Yes, they carry a frequency, but not enough to affect karma. They're just there. It is really those names that are imprinted on, and everybody kind of knows you by. Even though they know you by your first name, it's a little bit more what's imprinted and you use for long periods of time. So what I wanted to dig deeper about why the birth name was not the most significant part of our name. And what I got was the birth names are the projections from both the parents. So, and that's obvious. They are naming the child, and maybe the mother has more influence than the father, but there is still an influence there. So it's projections of the parents or parent. And so the energies of that name are not necessarily yours. They are coming from your ancestors. And, but the sage did also confirm the thing that we all know: our higher self orchestrates us coming together with those parents to have those particular projections for us to learn from, and to have those to set up how our ego is grown, becomes later on in life. So it sets up the things that we want to learn in life. Okay, so that's why the birth name isn't the most significant. It's because it's projections from the parents, lessons that we want to learn, and lays the groundwork for future conditioning. Okay, so what does your common name do? Why is it the most significant? And he indicated that the common name in childhood creates your very own ego structure. And this ego structure, of course, is based on your parents' projection. So it sets up a frequency. So perhaps your birth name has karmic sixes, and it sets up a general feeling of being unsafe or disconnected from life. And it locks you into a particular frequency. However, when you start attending school, your common name, kids, whatever activities, it's your common name. And this goes to, the age 21. you start creating your ego structure based on the projections of your parents. So this is why the common name plays the most significant role. It's how you are reacting to that sense of feeling unsafe and disconnected. And you start creating all the false beliefs in your own ego. Okay. So this is where nurture and nature come together. The nature part is projections from the parents, we can say DNA, and the common name is more environmentally built, right? Because we're reacting to our environment. Okay, so what else? I hope that makes sense. So common name creates our very own ego structure, which is our very own current life karmic bubble. All right. What about when we change our names? Like we don't like our first name, or we think we don't like the energy and we want to change our karma. Does that have any, let's see, changing our first name because we don't like it, does this matter and have real karmic effect? And the sage is like, not really. However, if you have changed your name completely, say, for example, first and last, and you use it all the time in business, like everywhere, it's everywhere, and you're heavy into marketing. I mean, you can just change your first name like I have, Kat. My original name is Karen, Kat. Kat has no real significance because I'm not out there using it, right? But if you use this new name and it's out there constantly in media and marketing and people know you only by that name, then yes, this has real karmic effect, both positive and negative. And it's almost like another layer of karma. And karma just means cause and effect and action that we don't necessarily need. Perhaps, I'm not going to say in all cases. And I asked, what about married names? Ding, ding, ding. Yes, they're highly, highly important. And they're highly important. I think I asked because they help us with our karma, and I got, not really, you need to dig deeper. They are significant because these relationships are karmically drawn. Of course, married names are karmically drawn. This is why they hold such significance, but they're not significant in that they help us with our karma, except in the way that they are mostly catalytic. Okay, so they are catalytic energies. Ding, ding, ding. I got a hot yes on that. The sage was also saying that in changing kind of your name, like me, changing from Karen to Kat, because I just didn't like Karen, is a little bit, and I knew this, and I've known this, is a little bit of a game of the ego, trying to create a false image or trying to put a salve or a Band-Aid, a temporary Band-Aid on the original ego problem, and has very little effect. I absolutely agree with it. That is my experience, but still, who wants to be called Karen in this day and age? So I'm going to stick with Kat for the time being, even though my inner voice is telling me just use Karen and don't worry about it. But since it plays very little energetic effect, who cares? Except it's just darn confusing. Okay. And I was wondering, like, so why do people choose the names they choose? And of course, if you're a soul contract reader, then you choose them for specific energies. But in general, I think despite despite even knowing the numbers of your name, I asked the sage, is it a vibrational thing? And he said, no. I was like, that's interesting, because as a soul contract reader, I would have thought people are choosing based on vibrations, but he was indicating that we kind of choose the names based on, we kind of like them. Maybe we've known a person with that name or an archetype, and we just kind of go with the name because of what we think it signifies. It's more of maybe a warm, fuzzy preference than really rather knowing the true energetic makeup of the name. Anyway, and he gave me a yes on that. And I asked, but often the energies of the new names will be opposite of what one thinks. And I got ding, ding, ding. And he indicates because it's truly it's a more complex integration of energies in names than just the base meanings, but we can do a lot with what we know in soul contract. But anyway, that was my little oracle session on names. Not that it's important, but I thought it was fairly interesting, particularly birth name being the projection of the parents. I mean, we could have figured that out. You probably already knew that. But the common name is interesting that through the common name, we create our own egoic structure. And that is why, if you've ever had a soul contract reading, your common name will more readily resonate with you at first, maybe perhaps more than the birth name, okay? So what else? Do I have a holiday offer? My offer to any one of you out there, besides those soul contract readers, are if you're interested in knowing what Hebrew letters make up your birth name, your common name, whatever name, I would be glad to do a short soul contract report, or I can send you the document with all the Hebrew letters, like a short base understanding of the Hebrew letters and all the gene keys they're attached to, or I could send you both, or I can just run the numbers of your name. I'd have to have your birth certificate name or your common name or your current name, doesn't matter. I can run the numbers and you can take the numbers and follow along with the codon rings and the Hebrew meanings, whatever you feel. But I would be so happy because I really enjoy creating these reports. Just to give you a little idea of what beautiful Hebrew numbers and letters are making up your name. So I'm happy to do this minimal donation, whatever donation. If donation is unavailable to you, that is totally fine. You just do whatever works for you. And I would be happy to do this for you for the holidays. Yeah, just let me know. Okay, that's it. Bye.